Okay, so I just got kicked off Instagram. I guess my connection just broke off. It's what happens when you're up in the national park. So I'm going to shorten this whole message. I was inspired to share something that I have been deep diving on, which has to do with our ultimate powers of manifestation, our ability to create whatever it is that we want in life, and our true human potential, which is our I am. But when that is undefined, we run into trouble because everything that comes at us is not properly, we're not properly able to define what that means for us. How do we discern if we have no clear true north? So we know this from business, right? In business, we create a business plan. And in the business plan, we have our executive summary, and then we have the whole business plan, kit and caboodle of everything that belongs to it, right? The definition, and then the comparison, and then we have the finance plan, the marketing plan, and all those things, right? So what about our life? This is the first thing that I was thinking about when I was thinking about understanding how to create Find Your Mentor, which is that's where we start. Everything else that comes into our life needs to be in alignment with our true north. So we're ultimate creators, small creators in the face of God. He's the ultimate creator, whatever you want to call it, the universe, creation itself, the source energy. I'm just going to say God because that's what I feel aligned with. And when we're able to focus on two things, which is our what and our why, we have something to hold on to. We can create our true north. So our what is essential because it's essentially the business plan. The what. What do I want? Not do I want change? Do I want a better life? But what do I want? Go into the details. A business plan, imagine pitching to an investor or to a friend and saying, I have a new business model. This is my new business model. I want change. Would you give me money for my idea? No, I don't think so, because I don't understand it. Well, yeah. How is anybody and the universe and God supposed to understand and react to anything that you haven't clearly defined for yourself? And so that's where it all starts, is like, okay, let me go into the definition of the definition of what I want. So you can start with the what or the why. Those are the two things you have control over. And the what is your business plan, the why is the mission statement. It's what you hold on to when a nexus happens, a pivotal event or a major event in the world where you have to pivot and you have to understand I need to adapt, or something comes at you, or there's some kind of an event in your family, your private life, your business life, and you have to pivot. So when you have your why clearly defined, you have a true north and you can adapt to the changes. It's really difficult to adapt if you don't have a true north, if you don't have your why defined. So the first thing to do is to define your why and your what in life. And you have to keep redefining it and to check in. How true am I to my true north? Truth. How true am I to my true north? It's so difficult because we've been imprinted by society. We've been imprinted by our parents, who have been imprinted by their parents, who have been imprinted by the war. So what do you think is being carried down to you? Is it opening you up? Is it going to help you understand, first of all, how to create? Is that what you were taught? Were you create how to manifest and the laws of the universe and God? And if you were, then you're lucky. If you weren't, then you belong to the majority of society. Basically, I would say 97% are unaware that they have these powers, that we have these powers. So the why and the what is essential. And the law of the universe, the law of God, is designed to give you what you define that you want. Because as above, so below, as within, so without, mind over matter. It has to happen. This is the science of epigenetics. It's the science of quantum physics, quantum entanglement, etc., etc., etc. So when we have that defined, we have everything we need. Write down your goals, like you would a business plan. I'm going to show you. I have several books here. This is my original book, and I have my original what and my why written down in here, and I keep on refining it. I check in, and I also create a checklist of the things that are on my what list, and I have my why clearly defined at all times. So what do I want to achieve, and I have that written down in absolute detail. Okay, so that's pretty clear. The two things you have no control over whatsoever, which belongs to the nexus also, is the when and the how. That's what God is there for. That's what the universe is there for, to design. Our minds and our brains are literally not designed to get us there. It cannot help us understand the when and the how. Impossible. Our nervous systems, actually, when you dive into understanding how your nervous system works, is designed to actually stop you, first of all, from creating your why and your what. And it's designed to keep you in a holding pattern out of fear of change. Why? Because change can bring risks with it. A risk could be to be harmed, to be stressed out. Your nervous system is designed to keep you in a status quo. Even if it's a destructive status quo, your nervous system is designed to hold you in it. Why? Because it wants to keep you safe. So every time you make a move to shift, to change, to bring improvement to your life, to think outside of the box, and that's for a lot of us our true nature, and that's what we're here for. We're here to expand because it's part of evolution. Our nervous system is like, nope, stop it. That's a really bad idea. It could kill you. It could literally kill you. So when we understand that we are not our nervous system and what our nervous system is designed to do, it's like the red lights, but they're on at all times. So we need to elevate ourselves above the red lights and figure out, is this red light for me right now or not? And nervous system, and learn how to calm our nervous system down so that it doesn't overreact and stress us out, because then we get busy with physical problems that will stop us from evolving, from expanding, from creating the life of our dreams ultimately. And so define your what and your why, and write it down like a business plan and an executive summary, and start with one of both, and keep on checking in. Get a beautiful book like this, and or like anything else, and write it down. Get any kind of paper and write it down. Don't wait for a beautiful book. I had to really get over my sense of perfectionism in life because it kept me from doing shit. Okay, so so the power of us is incredible, but then the power of one man, one woman is incredible, but then you pull in the power of a group, the power of group mind, and that is something that you might have heard the word Gestalt in German. It's squared, which means when you have a group of people coming together that are like-minded and they have a clear defined what and a why, and you really want that in a group, let's say a company, you have a team, you're starting something, you really want that defined. And so that is extremely powerful. And when we tap into that and we understand, we look at history and understand like why were certain groups of people so immensely successful? Why were certain companies so immensely successful? It's because their why and their what was very clear defined. Apple, for example, a very, very strong why. Probably the strongest why in any company I know of. That's what Simon Sinek talks about in his video. Look it up, The Golden Circle. And so your why is really, really essential. And then, so when you encounter challenges, when you encounter obstacles, when a nexus happens, you are able to pivot in and around that experience with your why and hold on to it and stay true to your north. That's really, really important. So, yeah. Focus on your why, focus on your what. Forget the how and the when. I recently had a very dear friend remind me of that again, and I need those reminders again and again, because we get caught up in, but how is it going to happen? And when is it going to happen? And if it's not happening now, it's like, talk to any farmer who plants seeds. It's very logical to the farmer that you need to wait until the plant grows, and you have to give it sunlight, and you have to water the plant, and you have to wait for the plant to push through the soil, right? And here we are in reality, like, wait a minute, it's not happening. Like, I really, really want this, and if it's not going to show up tomorrow, it's not going to happen at all. It's like, that's not how it works. So I wanted to share that. Yeah. Very, very fascinating topics. I actually got 3 books. I wanted to share them. I am starting off with them. If you know about these books, please share. This is the second one. This is the third one. Okay, so I think it starts off with this one. This is Mastery of Awareness. Sorry, this looks mirrored. I don't know why it's mirrored. I guess I would have to turn my camera around. This is the Mastery of Life, and then this is the Mastery of Love. These 3 books are absolutely amazing. And it's living the agreements. And you might be familiar with the 4 agreements. If not, Google that. This is Don Miguel Ruiz. And then there's something else, which is, if you're interested in understanding your why, go to the Why Institute or text me. I will give you the contact of a why coach. Her name is Lisa Shermahorn. She does an amazing job, and her she goes far beyond just the why test, her abilities. But so the why test will help you understand what drives you. Why are you here in this world? The Why Institute was developed 9 years after the video of Simon Sinek about the golden circle and the why concept. And it will break down your 9 whys. And it goes from top priority to lowest priority of what's important to you. And so for me, I did my why test, and I was very fascinated. I was like, wow, now I can do an elevator pitch about myself. My top why is I'm here to contribute. I need to be a contributor in a positive way. And then I can think about, what kind of contributor do I want to be? How do I want to serve? Anyways, then the other thing for me is I do it by challenging the status quo. Challenge is very important to me. So I like to break out of the box. I like to be unconventional. I like to say, wait a minute, have we thought this through? Wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. And I have built into me the courage to say that and say, I actually have a huge joy. I really derive a lot of pleasure and energy from saying, you know what? Let's look at this from a different angle. Who can we pull into this project that would help us and give us a different perspective on this? Because I have a gut feeling that there's more here to tap into. And then the third one for me, these are the 3 top ones, is mastery. So I love to deep dive. I'm like, let's investigate. Let's go deep. Let's understand this. Let's feel. Let's think. Let's play. Let's act. Whatever it is. But let's just not be shallow with this. So that's something that is for me very, very important. And I keep on having to pull myself out of rabbit holes that I've gone down where I'm like, no, Sophia, don't go down there again. It's dark. And then the other, some rabbit holes can be dark, and it's like, I don't need to investigate everything. But yeah, again, when you have your what and your why, it's easy to pull yourself out of a rabbit hole and reconnect yourself. See your what and your why like your surfboard. If that's your surfboard, then all you need to do is find the right wave. And then that's what you practice in life, and you practice it again, and you get back on your board, and then you fall off, and you get back on your board, and then you become a better and better surfer. There's an actual documentary about a surfer who was so amazing. I think his mom put him on a surfboard when he was 3, in Hawaii, I think it was, and I have to go find that documentary. And the fascinating part of that story for me was that he became so skilled and so knowledgeable with water that he was then able to surf with his bare feet. You can't make this up. That's incredible to me. It's like he became a master of water, of movement on water, and he could clearly surf on a wave with his 2 feet. That's how skilled he became. It's like, that's just something that fascinates me, because it's like he really mastered the wave. But anyways, the why and the what is your surfboard. Enjoy that thought. It might be inspirational for you, and you might want to check in with your what and your why. And if you have not defined that, then sit down and think about it, because it's tapping into your own potential, who you are, what makes you unique, why are you here in this world, why are you contributing anything, and what are you contributing? But what do you want? What do you want? Not just change, not just a better life, not just love. What is it that you want? And go into exact details. Get detailed. You deserve it. Anyways, thanks for listening.